Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna go down this briefly. So this is your group resources page. Add that link. That's for our Zoom calls. So if you add that to your calendar, you'll always have it. That's the Zoom link, just in case. And here's your download page that you get to download, for resources for this week. And then here's your food log. You can do food logs either by the what's on here. Let me show you. You can use the food log on here, or you can just email, text me. You can scribble it down on a piece of paper, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. That's fine. Now this is opening slowly for some reason. Let's see where it is. But in the meantime, I want y'all to meet Leslie. She's brand new and she is an amazing lady. Was a divorce attorney, right? And has retired, but she's still working. And anyway, we had a nice long talk today, so it was wonderful meeting you. Tell everybody your story, why you're here, why you think you need to be here, or anything.
Well, I've been into actually natural foods for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I am friendly with cooking. The woman who does the cooking with Shada program, Shada Soleimani.
Wait, hold it there. Anybody know Shada Soleimani?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, how do you do? She
Yes.
does great recipes.
I've seen her recipes. She does a lot of videos, right?
Right. Yeah. She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. No, she does great food. If you ever want to get recipes, that's where you go on Facebook. You can watch her show. This is not opening for whatever bloody reason. So I guess you're going to have to see that one on your own. But that you can download from there, or your food logs, or you can just here's a few recipes on here. Okay, when you're home alone, you can download those too. Some of my favorite recipes. And then there's a nacho cheese sauce here from my friend. And there's a whole journal on emotional eating triggers if you should need it. Now, I think a lot of us eat for emotional reasons. Sometimes we're not even hungry. And because we're addicted to the bad food, we just eat that without even thinking. I know about that. And here's the books and movies. I told Leslie about them today, but I would like everybody for sure to read The Starch Solution if you haven't. Has anybody not read it besides Leslie yet? Antonella, have you read it?
Yes, a
good.
few months ago. Yeah.
Okay, and then this is the movie, Leslie, you see it?
Yes.
But the Health, I want you to watch that. Number 1, okay? And then there's replay 1, and that's it. So, all right, are we ready to start? Let's see, let me get off of here. I think that's all you need to see right there, yeah. So what I wanted to remind everybody of, what's the main food we need to eat to have energy?
Carbs.
Carb, starch, carbs, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, carbs, yeah.
Starch, but it's not like donuts, right? Not that kind of carb. I know we'd like it, but my friend Esther wrote a book called, because she lost like 130 pounds or more. And she wrote a book after that because Dr. McDougall helped her do it. And it's called From Donuts to Potatoes. So you can see her story if you want to read it. But it's amazing. And she did it as an older woman. She's now 81. And she did this like a couple years ago. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still get fit, you can still get healthy, and as I've told most of you, I require exercise along with our eating program, because with it, you get stronger and fitter, and everything works better. Your immune system works better if you exercise. And I know sometimes life takes its toll and you can't always do it, but I'd like you to try for 5 days a week at least of cardio. 7 would be better, which means walk briskly for at least 30 minutes. If you're just starting out, you go 10 minutes, 15. But then if you keep going, I want you to add up to get up to 60 minutes if you can, or 50 minutes even. But just, I need you to keep moving your body. Your whole system works better when you move. And then of course I need 2 days, at least 2 days a week, non-consecutive days of weight training. And I know some of you, I think, are doing like, say like arms, and that's it on for your weight training. It'd be better if you did 20 minutes of the whole body on one day and 20 minutes of the whole body on the next day, non-consecutive days. That way you get it done. If you just do arms on Tuesday and you do legs on Thursday, you missed your abs, you missed all kinds of things. So do the whole body. I have videos to show you if you don't know how to do it. I'm a personal trainer and I make my clients do the whole body in each day. If you can't have the time to do that, I understand, you can break it up. But I'm hoping you can get at least 20 minutes of your whole body in on each time, if you can, or longer. And that way you have it done. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I have to go to a wedding this week and now I can't do my squats, right? I can't do my push-ups now. I can't do my abs now. Do abs every day if you can. I don't either. I try to, but I don't always do it. But abs you can do every day. And we want that for your core. So,
You know, Linda, if I can interrupt,
yeah,
I started doing it because you told me before and I never tried, but because I was so tired at the end of the school here.
yeah.
But I have to tell you, the first and second time I did it, the first time for a few days, I couldn't do anything because my muscles were
Yeah,
hurting so much.
yeah.
So I had to wait a little bit and then I
That's
started
okay.
again. The second time was a little bit better, but still a lot of
Yeah.
pain. And then now it's getting better. So
Good.
a
Well, you
little
know
pain,
that
but,
it's okay when
no,
you're starting out to do it slowly as you want to, because you're
yeah,
not going to be able to do everything right away.
yeah,
You
right.
just can't do that. And you could even go down to 2 pounds if 5 pounds is too much, you know. But I have a couple ladies.
But
in-
I'm telling you because I want to tell other people, if they start, don't get discouraged because
Yeah.
at first it really hurts, you know.
It's
Oh,
true.
my body was in pain.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
what about yoga?
yoga's very good for the whole body. But I don't count that as resistance training. So I still want you to do weights or bands. You know, Pilates is a little better at weight bearing, but better to do weights and bands. When I teach a Pilates class, I have bands so they get their resistance training in there. But you do a lot of core work in Pilates, so that's good. But I really would like something like my daughter, she does the rowing machine. She's just getting mainly upper body, a little bit core. Nothing with her legs, you know, really. So I wish she would do something else besides rowing, but that's what she likes to do. So anyway, you have to find out what you like to do too. So I want to share screen just briefly. I messed this up last time and I don't want to do it again, but I'm going to share screen with you for a second. I'll be right back. If I can find the share screen. There you are. Okay, let's see. Can you guys see the weight thins here?
Yes.
I don't know how to get rid of what the hell. Just don't even look at it. Okay, so I used to eat these every day. I used to eat the whole box, no problem. And what you have to remember, my friend Jeff Novick said, and I just want to remind you, never ever believe what they tell you on the front of a package. It's a lie. Well, maybe no artificial flavors, but let me tell you what they have, which can be very harmful for you. And it sounds so healthy: tomato and basil, natural flavor, and other natural flavor. Well, let's go to the side now. remember when you look at a box of anything, always look at the ingredients too. So let me get that now. Hold on. Anybody else used to eat those wheat thins?
Yeah.
Man, I ate them like they're going to town. Let's see. Trying to share here.
Ingredients.
Okay, look at the ingredients for me. Can you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says whole grain wheat flour, canola oil. That's a no-no for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that say sugar? I can't see it. Cornstarch, refined syrup, salt, calcium phosphate, baking soda. Anyway, I want you to look at the natural flavors and sulfites. I gotta talk about those. You know, natural flavors are legally given to us and they can say natural flavors. I always thought that meant something good. It doesn't mean anything good at all. Natural flavors can have erythritol, which causes a high blood pressure. And then like natural flavors can have potassium in it, or, you know, all kinds of stuff, which is terrible for us. But then when you look at the word sulfate here, sulfites, you know what they do? Let's see, I have it written down here. Sulfites are terrible. They cause asthma and sometimes death. Right? So, and then they have phosphates, which cause heart disease and prostate cancer. And then they have BHT to keep freshness. That causes it causes IBS and abdominal pain. So you don't, you know, these chemicals are in there, they're allowed to be in here, and it's horrible for us. So I need you to know, try not to eat anything in a box if you can, but if you are, make sure you read the ingredients. There's always oil, it seems like, but then they have all this other hidden stuff that you don't know about, that I didn't know about for years. And then what I love most about this is the calories. It says 130 calories, right? I mean, it says 130 calories. But if you look down at the total fat, it says 6%. Do you see that? 6% fat. But what you really have to do, what they used to do in the past, but they don't do it anymore, is there's always 9 calories per gram in fat. So you have to multiply 6 times 9 and you get 54. And then you divide that by 130 and it's 42% fat, total fat. But right here, it looks pretty good, 6%, right? Looks pretty darn good. That's not true. They used to have to put that percentage on there, but not for the last 10 years. They took it out. So it looks better that way. So you think you're eating not much fat. It's crazy. So that's all I wanted to tell you about that. But there's so many hidden chemicals and ingredients and everything. You know, one time I was standing in the grocery store and I picked up one of those bars for kids, you know, like a protein bar. It had a list of ingredients that went on forever with fructose and I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And we give that to our kids. Then we wonder why they grow up and get cancer, you know, and asthma and things like that. So I'm going to get rid of this right now. And that right now. Come on, baby. I'll just stop the screen share. So, tell us a little more, Leslie, about you. I know you've been doing this for a while. You've been watching Shada, but at one time you were eating some meat and things, right? And
Correct, yes.
and maybe some cream cheese and things like that.
Yeah, for several years, I stopped eating meat.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then I went back to eating, I have a kosher diet, so just eating kosher meat and vegetables,
yeah.
some
And
starch.
now I hope you realize it doesn't matter if it's kosher, non-kosher, anything. It's still an animal product.
No,
It's-
I understand.
Yeah, yeah, but you know, it's confusing because where I teach my aerobics classes, it's in a Jewish neighborhood. So all my friends have been there for 30 years. They're my friends now. And they're all Jewish in my class. And so they don't eat pig, but they eat kosher. And unfortunately, I can't talk about food in my class. And a lot of them have weight problems, and like one of them's husband has diabetes. I can't say a word because it's the gym. And if I said anything, they will fire me because none of the owners are vegan or anything close. So anyway, I just have to keep my mouth shut. It's very difficult for me. You know how I like to talk. Most of you who know me know how I like to talk. I never stop talking. I'm always talking about veganism wherever I go. I'm wearing a shirt that says vegan, a hat that says vegan, and I'm just telling everybody I can. I went to get my blood drawn the other day, and the guy, a young, beautiful guy, he says I think he's 22. And I said, "Oh, I hope you're vegan by now, right?" He said, "Oh no." He had kind of an Italian last name, and he's no way gonna go vegan, right? But then I told him that I had how old I was, and I told him I had had cancer and heart disease, and I got rid of it. And he said, "Oh, my mom has breast cancer." And I said, "Okay, well, did she make it?" "Oh yeah, she's still here." "Oh, she eats a lot of dairy, right?" "Yeah, because dairy is your #1 source for cancer." And so he's going to have his mom get a hold of me. So by the time I left, I had him wrapped around my finger. And that's what I do all day. I try to do that in a nice way. I don't tell people you have to go vegan, do it that way. I just tell them what happened to me and how I got better. And that's how I can help sell the program, right? Sell the information. So anyway, did anybody have any struggles this week that were especially hard? I know, Patty, you had something you went to.
Yeah, I went to the Plant Pure Pod meeting, and it's all oil-free compliant food because it's, Plant Pure Pod, but people make rich things. And so
Oh, yeah.
I had a little bit of rich food, but I tried to take very small portions. The theme was tropical. And so I thought it was a little bit challenging because it kind of, things like coconut come to mind or,
Oh, yeah.
but I did find a really good recipe that, with jackfruit, and I made a jerk sauce that I used instead of the spices at the store. I didn't use sugar. I used the dates to make the jerk spice, and
Yeah.
I put butter beans in there and all kinds of vegetables and sweet potatoes. And then I bought plantains, which was kind of fun. So
Oh.
my dish was fully compliant for our purposes,
Oh,
but
good.
it have a taste of this and a taste of that,
Yeah, sounds really interesting.
Yeah, but it's
Quite
only once
funny.
a month. I really would hate to go to it and then not eat things, so I did take a little of everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was pretty much compliant though, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
Anybody else struggle this week anywhere with family or friends or?
I struggled a lot because I was at this retreat called the Jewish Learning Institute. And we were there for, what was it, 5 days?
Mhm.
And you have never seen so much food in your life. I mean, there's buffets and just the constant and frozen yogurt and different kinds of frozen juices and then baked goods. I mean, you've never seen anything like this before. It's to the
Wow.
point where it gets disgusting. To tell you the truth. So I struggled, but I hadn't had my conference with you yet, Linda, so I would have been better if we had talked before I went. But the one thing they did have is they did have very good produce. They did
Oh,
have
that's good.
a
Yeah.
big salad bar and
Uh-huh.
lots of fresh veggies. So
That's good.
I tried to eat mainly that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so tell me how, you know what my favorite food is, right? For losing weight and for eating.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. I'm a potato. I should turn into a potato soon. But no, it is so good. I just I'm gonna show Leslie because I didn't show her yet. Leslie, see this?
Yes,
See that?
yes.
It's a Pampered Chef microwave steamer. So you chop it up, your food ahead of time, you stick it in here, cook it for 10, 12 minutes, whatever, depending how much you got in there. And the vegetables and or potatoes or anything come out beautifully. You don't
Wow.
have to stir it. So I recommend the $26 one. And really the food, the night before or the 2 days before, I will chop up all my vegetables and put them in there and they're ready to go in the fridge when I need them. So 10 minutes later, I've got my beautiful food to eat. And I eat the whole thing by myself. good. And I eat my whole plate of potatoes. All my potatoes, I do it in an interesting way. It makes it so easy because we found out from Dr. Greger that microwaves do not hurt your food.
Mhm.
It just heats up the water. So with Dr. McGregor said we can have that. And so I have it all the time. I put a big white plate that I have and I cut up the potatoes and put it all over the plate. Then I put another plate on top and put it in the microwave, sometimes 10, sometimes 14 minutes, depending on how many potatoes I have piled up on there, chopped up, and they come out perfectly. And I eat those pretty much all day long. Whenever I need a snack, I have some. I have some for breakfast and lunch and dinner. I've even had them for dessert once, but no, I usually for dessert, I do what one of my other clients does, who does the day stuff with me. I get the Costco frozen berries and cherries.
Mhm.
And that combination, I put them in the microwave for a little bit and it's so good.
Yeah.
It really takes care of the sweet tooth for me.
Mhm.
So I recommend that dessert. And then on my recipes, I do have a cookie that Eileen uses a lot. She's not here. It's a oatmeal banana cookie with a little jam on top.
That looks so good.
Yeah, now okay, but watch the I think it says 42 minutes. It should be 30 minutes maybe. So watch the time on there. And then but the thing is, I would like at least 6 cups of dark leafy greens, including your broccoli every day. Broccoli is one of my most favorite vegetables, not because I love it so much, but because it takes the toxins, it has sulforaphane in it, and it removes the toxins from you, which is so important. And broccoli has more protein than beef, just so you know. And somebody says, where do you get your protein? Just tell them broccoli. Every plant food has protein in it. At least, let's see, I have that written down somewhere.
So Linda, if as you recommend to strength training, and maybe if we keep on doing it, we can maybe get a little bit of muscles, or get back some muscles. So you think it's really enough I know that's maybe a question you hate, because I know a lot of people ask you about proteins, but are the broccolis and the vegetables really enough, or you need to get some
Okay, I have
proteins
one animal product. At least 6 cups of dark leafy greens, including my broccoli, every day. And you get all the nutrients you need to be a strong, vibrant, healthy person, full of energy like me.
So it's enough.
So you do not need to add any protein powder or any of those things. In fact, let me see, I want to read it. Okay, here it is. I want to read this to you. Research has shown that all plants contain protein, and at least 14% of the total calories of every plant are protein. Broccoli contains more protein per calorie than steak per calorie. Spinach is about equal to chicken and fish. So this idea that we need to eat any animal products to have our protein or anything else we need. And as I told you before, what gives you energy? Starch.
Mhm.
Nothing, the protein doesn't give you energy. The starch does, but our media and our government are all pushing protein. And it's like, have you ever heard of kwashiorkor? Have you heard of that protein deficiency called kwashiorkor? No. The only place they have that is in sub-Saharan Africa, where there's no food at all. It's the only way you get it. What do we hear here? We have heart disease. And what's that come from? Animal products, protein. Ooh, protein from animal products. That's where we get our cancer and our heart disease and our diabetes. And then I'm going to ask you a question most of you I've talked to about, so maybe you know the answer. How do you get diabetes? What's it come from eating what?
From fat, maybe.
Huh?
Sugar.
Say sugar.
From fat. They
It
used to say sugar, but I know now they say it's from fat. Some doctors say it's
Okay,
from fat.
Antonella, spot on. It has
Uh-huh.
nothing to do with sugar. You could eat sugar all day long and never get diabetes. You know, the way we get diabetes, I teach these classes at the local colleges around here. Anybody remember how that works a little bit? Yeah, Patty, you do? Like the fat you eat, like say you eat a piece of chicken or even one of those wheat thins with all that oil. If you eat wheat thins or chicken or a piece of fish, and then you look in your muscle cell, it's filled with fat. So then your pancreas is trying to produce the glucose or the sugar that gets into your blood to give you energy. But now it comes to the cell, it's blocked like a gum in your keyhole. It can't get in. The sugar can't get in your cell now because it's blocked. The fat is blocking the sugar from getting, or the glucose from getting in. Your body thinks it needs more sugar, starts producing more and more sugar. Now you have diabetes, full on diabetes. And it comes from fat. Any kind of fat, saturated fat from animals is the key. There's enough fiber in the plant fat that it doesn't happen from plant fat. It happens from saturated fat from no fiber, high cholesterol animal products. So if you don't want diabetes ever, don't eat the animal products, any of them. Cheese, oh my goodness, or oil. By the way, oil has no fiber and is full of just plain old fat. And it plugs up your cells too. And then if so, people who have diabetes think they can't eat sugar, but they eat all the oil and they eat the fish and the chicken, and their diabetes doesn't go away, and they have to stay on metformin. Whereas I have a client, as you guys know, some of you, who had diabetes for 27 years. She came to me one time. I told her what to eat. She did it. She went back to the doctor. The doctor said, I got to take you off your diabetes meds, your metformin. What are you doing? She says, well, I'm eating plants. Oh, well, keep doing it. It's working. That was 10 years ago, and she hasn't had any diabetes since she met me. So when you see these ads on TV, all these pills they want to sell you to help you with your diabetes, no, we are being sold horrible stuff online. In fact, I want you guys, how many of you watched the movie Poisoned?
No.
It's on Netflix. It just came out. Poisoned. That is the film to watch. It's not a vegan movie. It's not about going vegan. It shows the problems in our food system and how we are dying from our food system. Just for instance, I'll give you one quick example. Okay, so in Arizona and in California, we grow massive acres of romaine lettuce. Guess what? People are getting sick from the romaine lettuce. You know why? Because right next door is the cattle feedlot with all those cattle all lined up and crunched together and can't even move, the poor babies. But their poop goes down the canal in the water. They take that water and spray it on the romaine lettuce, and everybody who eats it gets E. coli. Little girls are dying. Little baby boys are dying. People are dying from E. coli. So please watch the movie Poisoned. If you don't do anything else or get anything out of today, Poisoned is amazing. I just finished it last night, and I am just shocked that our food system, and then these companies that are supposed to be regulating, they don't do that. They just talk about it, but they don't do it. Right? It's crazy. They whitewash things on their forms too. So we have to find out how to protect ourselves. I was afraid to eat romaine lettuce yesterday after that, but I'm hoping that mine isn't next to a feedlot. Anyway, so far I'm okay. So I don't think it had E. coli, but you know, it's very scary. So I want you to watch the movie Poisoned on Netflix. And then how many of you seen What the Health already, right? Everybody's seen What the Health except Leslie? Anne, have you seen it yet? Yeah.
Yes.
And Antonella, you've seen What the Health?
Yeah, I watched
Okay,
it.
good,
Yeah.
good. Well, that's excellent because that's one of my favorite movies. And everybody knows about alcohol, right?
Mhm.
What's wrong with alcohol? Anybody? It causes cancer,
Mhm.
even a little bit. If you want cancer, drink alcohol. That's not a natural, it's a highly processed, and they even use animal parts to process it. So it's not even free of animal parts, like they use fish bladders and bones and all kinds of things. So, and then I want to talk about calcium. A lot of people think that calcium needs to come from dairy. Where do we get our calcium? Anybody?
Greens.
Huh?
Plants.
Plants, like dark leafy greens,
Mhm.
like broccoli. That's where we get our calcium. And it's the better source than the dairy, because the dairy calcium is in there, but it's so acid it actually removes calcium from your bones, because it's meant for a baby cow. It's not meant for the human body. So a lot of people think, I gotta get my calcium. No. Do I look like I need calcium? Take a look at the muscles, baby. Huh? Muscles? Yeah. So you can get strong. The strongest man in the world eats like me. Hello. He can lift a car, a Chevy, and walk 6 feet with it. Yeah. He eats plants only. So no, we do not need. In fact, if you ever read the book, The Pleasure Trap, you'll find out we keep trying to add things. So people think they're missing something. So we got to take this supplement and that supplement. And like Dr. McDougall said, the supplement business is twice as big as the drug business. So we buy this calcium pill, or we buy this energy drink, or we're always buying stuff, and it's stuff we shouldn't be putting in our body. And it's too concentrated, so you can actually do harm. In fact, even when the doctor says you need vitamin D, unless you live in North Dakota, you shouldn't be taking vitamin D, because you can actually make your bones like chalk. Yeah, you'll fill up the holes all right. As we age, we're supposed to get holes, by the way. We want our bones sinewy. We don't want them like chalk, because then they break. And so what you got to do is get out in the sun between 10 and 2. Get, 15 minutes of sun or 10 minutes of sun. Cover your face and get your body out there. I go for about 10 minutes, like 3 times a week. And my vitamin D is fine now. Between 10 and 2 is your supercharged D. So anyway, that's pretty much what I want to talk about. But so what do you feel like your progress is so far? It's okay. Some people move slowly. Some people don't move at all for the first month. Some people lose 4 pounds a week. It's all different. Everybody's metabolism is different. Like I have one client, she had a partial hysterectomy, so she had to take hormones, some of them, and that messes up your weight. It really does. And so she has a hard time losing weight, even though she is the most beautiful eater I've ever seen. I mean, she eats the most colorful. Oh, by the way, I'd like you to have 1 colorful salad a day. I want color in your diet. Like my salad is romaine lettuce and carrots and cucumbers. I don't like radishes, I found out. I tried, I don't like them. So I have romaine lettuce, cucumbers, carrots, cabbage sometimes in there too, tomatoes, and what else? Can't think right now.
Green onions.
Oh, red onion. Yes, thank you. I love red
Green
onion.
onions.
And I almost always have red onion because I love it so much. And the red colors are always better than the yellow color, just a little more antioxidant. So instead of the yellow onion, get the red onion. But
Radishes.
so you can add what you want to your salad, but we're staying away from the high fat food like avocado. If you're trying to take off a few pounds, avocado is high in fat. So are dates. So are dried fruit and things like jams and jellies. We really want to keep that to a very little minimum. Okay. I can get stuck eating. I think I told everybody before, but one time I got into a mode. I used to buy these jackfruit sweetened chocolate chips. And I actually talked myself into, there's no sugar and chocolate's good for you. And so I talked myself into eating like a handful here and there. And pretty soon it was 3 handfuls here and there. You know how that goes so easy. And all of a sudden I had 10, 15 pounds on me and I don't know where that's where it came from. And so I went on my McDougall diet, man. I went on potatoes and broccoli. The more potatoes you eat, the more weight you lose. For me anyway, that's, well, I know the program, the people who do the program. I did the program so I could see what they do. And it's potatoes and broccoli, baby. That's all you need to eat besides your vitamin B tablet. It's not a vitamin, it's a bacteria. And even people who eat meat should eat that too.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because I read the book, right? The McDougall book, and it
Which
talks
one?
about the half and half plate, right?
Wait, which book?
And it's not that I don't believe you, but I'm still scared of eating too much, too many carbs, too many
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
too much
So that's
starch.
a common fear. And what happens?
Yeah.
People say,
because
"Oh, I
it
better."
talks about the half and half, so that's what I try to do. But sometimes I was still hungry, you know. So
Oh, carbohydrates
can you-
fill you up. That's what's nice about it. They fill you up, but they don't, like potatoes are 1% fat. Today I ate no less than 18 potatoes. And
but
I
small one, they are
gained
small
weight.
ones. The
Hmm?
small ones. Are they the small ones?
No, they're about this size, you know,
Oh,
medium
okay.
Yukon Gold.
18.
18.
Okay.
And that's not unusual for me because it fills me up, make me feel full. And I love that feeling of feeling full. And I've always been a
No,
large
that's
eater, and I could lose more weight the more potatoes I eat. That starch, that's when you read the starch solution, go over chapter 14, I think no, 6, I forgot the chapter. It's called The Fat Vegan. You'll find out
yeah.
things at Dr. McDougall videos. If you can, always Google, go to YouTube and look up Dr. McDougall videos. You can put Dr. McDougall and starch on YouTube, search, and he'll tell you about starch and how it works. The skinniest people worldwide, like the Japanese who eat all the rice, they're skinny until they start eating our food, processed food. But in Egypt and places like that, they eat potatoes and they don't get fat. The reason Dr. McDougall started teaching people about starch is because when he was a young doctor in Hawaii, all the natives would work in the fields, but they ate starch and they were all the trim, and his clients could never quite get trim because he didn't know to tell them, to eat starch. And so starch is what makes you thin. And that's what I want you to get that in your head. And it's when you put the oil on and the salt. Most people eat starch with oil and salt and or sugar. That's what makes you fat, not the actual whole food. The potatoes are your friend. And rice.
Why the salt? Why the salt?
What?
Because the salt doesn't have many calories. So what happens? Why
Well,
it makes you
it makes you eat way too much of anything, for one thing.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
because it's more
and
appetizing.
it's not good for your heart to eat too much salt. You get heart disease and high blood pressure from salt. And then once you get used to it, you want it over and over again.
But the original question was in the book, he talks about the half and half plate. That's what you were asking. And then he says, if you want to lose weight, increase your veggies, correct?
Right.
On
Well,
page 216.
I did the program with him to see what he did because I needed to take off that weight, right? And it was 90% potatoes and 10% broccoli and other greens.
So your plate was like this much veggie.
Yeah. It was very small. And it works because it works every time I do that. So that's why I want you to keep that in mind. Yes, you can eat the other foods, but I want your main plate to be starch. okay? And I don't want you to fear starch. Our media and our marketing is, they want you to eat the animal products and so, if I gave you a piece of bacon and it didn't have salt on it, would you eat it? No,
Probably not.
raw bacon, no.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
If I gave you a hamburger and it didn't have salt and barbecue sauce on it, you wouldn't eat that either. And it's cooked on an oil grill, So yeah, so go to Well Your World if you need ketchup or barbecue sauce or anything you need for condiments on your potato, right? Well Your World is salt, sugar, and oil-free condiments like ketchup and everything.
Is it
Sriracha.
WELL? Well, your world?
WELL, Well Your World.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Mhm.
Linda?
And what's
Yeah,
your-
it's a family business.
oh, I love it. Okay, what's your
Yeah.
feeling on sweet potatoes?
Oh, well, I don't need anything, but that's me. What I told somebody to try, I've never tried. Have I told you about California balsamic? You have those, Patty,
Yes.
right? California balsamic is the one to order online. They have so many flavors, from teriyaki to ruby red onion to pomegranate to all these balsamics. California balsamic. Tell Thomas I sent you. You might send you a free sample. Anyway, it is so good. All these flavors I put on my salad. I put on my potatoes sometimes. I put on my sweet potatoes. Yeah, I like the teriyaki one on my sweet potato. And I like sweet heat. I like that one on my potatoes too. But
I just had I just ate potatoes now and I had the Gilroy garlic. It is so good.
yeah, the
Mhm.
Gilroy garlic is one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
That's the Gilroy garlic, California balsamic. So
They're a
order
little, they're a
them.
little pricey, but I think they're worth it.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're worth it. If you don't want to spend the money, you could try a little Westbury mustard that I buy in the store and put a little couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar or something and mix that together and see if that works for you. Or you could sprinkle, no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, try that. I don't know. I just eat mine plain, so.
Well,
I
no, I was saying, my question was, are you okay a sweet potato versus a regular potato?
Oh, yeah.
You
any
don't
potato-
care.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Is
But
any-
thank you, I have a whole gourmet idea now.
Okay, good. Well, the thing is, somebody had just asked me that earlier and I guess I mixed it up. But anyway, so the only potato is not my favorite is the russet potato. You can still have that if that's what you like, but it doesn't have the beta carotene like the other ones do, like the Hannah and the Yukon Gold. It's yellow, so that's beta carotene. And like broccoli has beta carotene, it gets yellow when it gets old. Yeah, that's the beta carotene. And so I like the Yukon Gold, the red potato, and the Hannah yams, and
Japanese sweet potatoes.
the Japanese sweet potato. Yeah.
So the
And
sweet
so I
potatoes
don't eat
have
the russet
everything.
very often, but you
Okay,
can eat the russet if that's the one you like. I just like the added benefit of the beta carotene. in
and
the
you're
other one.
saying a sweet potato does not have the beta carotene?
It does. Look how
It
orange.
does,
It's
okay.
Orange. It's one of the
I
highest.
lost you.
It's one of
Okay,
the
Yeah, it
highest.
is
It's
the
one of
beta
the best ones for nutrients.
they
Oh,
are.
Sweet potato.
Thank you.
You like the sweet potato, Anne?
Yes, that's why I would rather
Okay.
go that way than the
Okay,
other.
All right, then go for sweet potato.
Thank you.
That's your best potato.
Okay,
So you're good to go, but I always put, don't be afraid of the microwave. It makes life so easy. I swear, I think I get it all, other than my raw salad, everything goes in the microwave because I get so used to the quickness and not having to watch it. You don't have to stir it, I have an Instant Pot. Anybody have an Instant Pot?
Yeah.
Okay. I make my rice in there, my lentil soup, lentil soup with carrots and potatoes and onions. Wow. By the way, you have to be careful and not to eat too many beans per day.
Mhm.
Anybody know why?
Uh,
I don't eat over 1 cup of beans per day. Anybody know?
For too many
Abby?
proteins? No?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, Antonella, is that you say that? You
Yeah.
eat actually too much protein. If you, some people are eating beans 3 times a day, and you can actually overload on protein, which is hard on your kidneys and everything. So,
Sorry, what did you say? Half cup or 1 cup?
1 cup,
1 cup. Mhm.
probably 2 cups is fine, but I keep mine to 1.
Mhm.
And so, but just if you can keep that little raw salad in there every day, get that little color, that would be great. You know what I've been doing lately is adding little watermelon chunks to my salad. It's
Or
good.
strawberries. I like strawberries in the
There you
salad
go, strawberries
sometimes.
salad. I even add blueberries sometimes.
Mhm.
It's so good. That sweetness is nice, you know.
So,
I like to
And,
add beets. I love beets in a
beets.
salad.
beets are
Beets
so
are
good.
wonderful.
Wonderful, yeah.
And
You
then we
raw
like
or cooked?
raw. I don't like
Yeah.
cooked beets. I like raw. And then we also buy a bag of broccoli slaw, and I always love to add red cabbage in there too.
Oh, red cabbage is wonderful too.
Yeah.
I use red or green, but red's even better. It's more antioxidants than the green. So it's really really not that hard once you get going on it, because then your taste buds change. You're right now, some of you may be very addicted to salt, sugar, and oil. And when you're addicted to those 3, it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get over that, you know, that addiction, and your taste buds to change. They actually change. And then you love when I eat my veggies, I eat a whole bowl of this for breakfast in the morning alongside a whole bowl of potatoes. And when I eat my veggies in the morning, they taste almost sweet to me. They're so good. Broccoli never tasted so good till I put them in here. Chop it up, put it in here with all my color, all my zucchini and I chop up zucchini and kale small. I chop it up small. I like kale chopped small. I have kale, zucchini, red onions, garlic. Let's see. Oh, eggplant is so good for you guys. If you can add eggplant to your cooking, that is wonderful. Eggplant. Let's see. Trying to think. For some reason, I can't think.
And broccoli.
Oh, broccoli. Yes, broccoli. Always broccoli. I chop it up pretty tiny. I like it tiny too. Kale and broccoli need to be chopped tiny for some reason for me. But the broccoli even tastes good in here. A lot of people don't like broccoli too well, but when you put it in here, it really makes a difference. It's steamed up so nicely and perfectly, and it's so soft.
For how long do you cook them?
How
How
long?
long? For how long?
Yeah, well, and this thing, depending if I have it all the way to the top, maybe 10, sometimes 12 minutes, depends. But try 10 if she's okay, and then look at 12 if you need to. But or 10, 11. But it just really, these are a miracle little bowl for me. Made my life so easy. I try to chop for 2 or 3 days so that I have a bunch of bowls of these with raw in the fridge. And then that morning I pull them out and put them in the microwave and I'm ready to go. It's fabulous. So anyway, does anybody have any questions before we take off? I'm sorry Eileen couldn't make it and somebody else, but hopefully they'll come back next week. And I'm proud of you guys for doing this. Really, it's just amazing that you do this, because I know some of you have family members who don't get it yet. Okay, what's the movie I want you to watch right away?
Poisoned.
Poisoned. Honestly, when I watched that, I thought, even non-vegans are going to want to be vegan after watching that movie. They're going to be, a lot of people don't want to know about the animals, but that one kind of shows a little bit, not gruesome pictures at all, just how our food system is working. So you don't have to worry about that. There's no gruesome pictures, okay? But if you can get your other family members and or friends to watch it, they're gonna be impressed too. And so text me after you watch it. I'd like to know your thoughts on it, okay? I really want to know how you feel about it. Because it really made an impact on me. And also save the date of September 30th. I'm having a summit. It's online. And I have one of my favorite doctors speaking, Dr. Columbus Batiste. And it's called Food Empowerment. And we're going to talk about the lies that we're told in food, in our food system. And I have Gene Bauer from Farm Sanctuary coming to talk about his side of things. And then one more, what is it? Oh yeah. Oh, Marcus is coming and he's going to present parts of the movie, not the whole thing, but Eating Our Way to Extinction. And he's going to have the producer there. So you can ask him questions. And I'm so excited about that. So that's September 30th online. I think it's from 9 to 12:15 in the morning. So save the date, okay? I need you there. I want to get your opinion on it when you watch it, okay? So it's going to be shorter than usual. Usually I have to go all day. This is half a day. I figured, I thought it was too long last time, so I do this half a day. So any questions, guys?
What day of the week is that?
Huh?
Do you know what day of the week? Oh, it's on September 30. Is that what you're saying?
September 30th is a Saturday.
Oh, September 3.
I hope you can come. I do. I'm gonna need you guys there. Okay. All right.
Linda, I have a quick question. Are you going to be having an in-person gathering? You do it-
AJ is having one. So
Oh.
September 16th. AJ,
I can't make that day, yeah.
yeah, it's a Saturday, I think, or Sunday. You can't come that day.
No, I'm gonna be out of town.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you about that as we get a little closer, but try to
When
say
is that going to be?
that's going to be in Sacramento, California. So where are you, Leslie? You're down south, right?
Yorba Linda.
Oh, Loma Linda. That's right. Okay, Loma Linda.
Orange County, I am adjacent to the Nixon Library.
Oh, yeah. So you guys, I feel so lucky to be alive after watching the Hawaii people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
That
God.
just the hardest thing ever. Oh my God.
Can I tell you something? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with food, but a little bit with movement and a little bit with nature. Two apps that I just found out. One is called the Tree Card, and you can, if you take 10,000 steps, you can plant a tree, and everything is free. You can plant a tree. I mean, they can plant a tree for you, of course. But so
Yeah.
10,000 steps, and
I love it.
Yeah, right. Tree card, and the other one is
Will you email that to me or text me
of
something?
course,
I'll
and the
send it
other
out.
one is Ecosia. Ecosia instead is a search engine. You can use it instead of Google, and the more you use it, after a while, you can plant a tree. They tell you, yeah. Well, I mean, I know you can plant. They can plant a tree for you, but it's so good. I think, right? I mean. Yeah, right. So I just found out. I told my friends and my daughter too, my husband, that we are all planting trees, and we walk more.
We all need to do that. That's so
Right.
important.
Where are they planting?
All the fire, and you can choose the tree. I know. I can't give you all the details yet because I just started to, but I know you can choose which which tree to plant, and then they plant. They use other groups, and they are in the world. They're all connected, and they plant the tree for you. But you don't pay. You don't pay anything. It's completely free. So I
Wow.
think it's a good idea, you know.
Well, Will you text me that information?
Yeah,
I'll
I can.
on
I can. So you
everybody.
can give it to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. That
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. I love that idea.
Yeah.
We need to plant trees or we're gonna not change
Yeah,
our
oh,
climate.
with all these fires, right?
Yeah, and also all these people eating animals and cutting down the Amazon and all. of-
Exactly.
cutting
Exactly. So
Everything down. We're not
yeah, they
part of that
plant trees in
anymore. We're
Brazil
not
too.
part of that anymore. We are
right.
helping the planet
Exactly.
and we're getting fit and slim too, right? Okay, guys. Okay, I'm so glad you're part
Okay.
of it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Linda.
Linda.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
It's been a
Bye-bye.
pleasure
Nice-
To meet
Nice to
you,
meet you.
and hopefully I'll have a good report next week.
Okay, good. Start logging to me.
All right.
Nice to
Bye.
meet
Get it out.
Bye,
I'll
guys.
see all of you next week. Thank you.